What's up? Hold on a sec. I might actually have to edit this one. What is today? What is today? Today is July 19th, 2020, 8:40 a.m. Don't know if you fuckers can see that. Hopefully you can. So, me and my partner in crime, Loki. Loki! Oh! 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 Come here. Smile for the camera. I love you. I love you. See the fencing back here? We pretend like it's a police car. Loki got arrested. You're in trouble, motherfucker! Did you fucking... Hey! Did you fucking fart? Fucking A. Maybe that's me, I don't know. You shit yourself, Loki? I'm gonna take that as a yes, unless you told me to fuck off. Isn't that awesome outside? It's fucking beautiful in the 90s, hell yeah. You know I love this weather. I don't care what people are whining. Oh, it's too hot. Oh. The only time I really don't like the heat is like, you know, if you're like, if you're having a panic attack or anxiety or any breathing issues. I mean, I have asthma, so I do have moments where it does feel like it's suffocating. I gotta roll up these windows, Loki. It's causing a weird sound. But you can feel like you're suffocating or not getting enough air. It's scary. I've had moments where I wake up in the middle of the night and like, it's probably sleep apnea, or I don't know, a mix of things. Sometimes people with, I think it's hypoglycemia or diabetes, can also, like if their blood sugars are all out of whack or too low, it can make you wake up in the middle of the night feeling that way. I'm pretty sure I already know I'm, what's that? Hypertension? Borderline diabetic? I could be diabetic. I've actually gone to the doctors and they said I'm fine, but my symptoms don't add up. But then again, all symptoms can basically be anything that's wrong with you. I mean, fuck. If you're sick in any way, you could have a headache. You could be fatigued. But I piss a lot. And anyone who knows me, I mean, they're more used to it now, but I used to feel so fucking stupid. I'd go to their house, and within that 1 hour, I could piss, you know, like 2 to 5 times. It scares me. I do drink a lot of liquids though, but it's still, most people can hold it way longer. I can't. Like, I've been yelled at jobs. I can't just work anywhere. People think I'm bullshitting, but with my health issues, they're always like, tough it out, this or that. Well, fuck. You feel like, you know, when your most intense, I can't find my words. When you have to pee really bad, who the fuck wants to hold that? You can't think straight. You can't focus on nothing but releasing that. And that's how I feel often. And no, I'm not gonna go and take some fucking pill that you can barely pronounce just to try to make that go away. Because that's not healthy. The pill's not healthy. Plus, forcing your body to hold in something that it's trying to release, it's releasing it for a reason. One, because I was consuming a lot of liquids, and two, probably because of my hypertension or borderline diabetes. Your body makes you drink a lot of liquid to help filter out you're consuming too much sugar and shit. So that's how your body deals with it. Just so you know, just a little heads up. So it's actually like a survival mechanism that your body does. Shit, I gotta go to Ace Hardware and buy some 1515 dark brown paint to finish my porch. Today I'm Mr. Know-It-Owl. The scattered thoughts, because they're always scattered. I don't like that, but they are. That's also because I just fucking press record and don't have a topic ready. People have their notes and organized shit. Yeah, I know, I repeat myself on that. Shit. I've had so many things I want to talk about, but usually the best moments that I wish I had a camera, it's like if you're doing some work. Let's say you're at work, you have the best thoughts, and by the time you get home or to the jam spot, like if you're in a band or whatever, your creative space to fucking do it, you fucking forget half the shit, or you're not in the mood anymore, you're not motivated creatively. That's one thing. Maybe I can mention this for my topic today. Musically, on the topic of music and being a true musician, one who creates his own music. Like in the music business, you have contracts, and let's say you sign a contract with a record label and they want at least 3 albums out of you. Usually I've noticed that an album, every 2 years an album comes out. So like you release, you tour for a year and a half, 2 years, and then you make another album. And that's part of the reason it has a positive effect and a negative. I'll go with the negative first. The bad news first. When you force people like to make an album and they want to make it fucking good, you are forcing something that can't happen the way that it's supposed to happen naturally. Like, I've had ideas, I know I say that fucked up, for albums, EPs, musical projects, and I can't fucking push that type of creativity out, especially on my own, and make it to where I'm happy with it. I don't want to fucking release something that's, you have 1 or 2 badass songs, which a lot of famous people do, and then the rest of the album sucks. Like, what's the fucking point of that? That's why, like, Michael Keenan from The Faceless, besides having other issues, health issues, personal issues, you know, but anyways, to write music like that, to where it's all golden, like a fucking concept album like The Faceless have with theirs, where it's flawless all the way through, at least to me it is, and to the person who created it. We're super picky for a reason. We're not trying to be assholes. We just, when you write an album like that, you literally, every time you play it and you're perfecting it, you have to feel every fucking part of it. One little thing that's off will drive you nuts. Call it OCD or whatever, but when you're musically or creative, not even just musically, it makes you unsatisfied and it can bug you forever. My band No Class Assassins, our first album, it's not like the album sucks, but it's not to its fullest potential, and that's gonna always bother me, and I can't help it. And I know the rest of the guys in the band, they get annoyed by that and shit, or, you know, they might have their thoughts about me, it's whatever, but I don't like that. There's a difference between mistakes that sound badass, or let's say you half-ass it but it turns out good. But usually when you half-ass it and you don't feel it and you're not happy with it, it's gonna bug you, and that's how it is for me, and I don't like that. I don't want to feel that way about something that I'm doing musically. Sorry, I'm driving. There's people giving me dirty looks. Man, Ace Hardware. I gotta wait for it to open so I can buy fucking spray paint. But at least I can park and talk to you guys. Okay. Musically, talking about creativity, the emotions, you gotta feel the shit, man. If you want to make something that's badass, you gotta feel it. And just because somebody's a musician doesn't mean they are like myself, where they feel shit like that. There's different types of musicians. You got the kind that are perfectly happy with learning other people's music and playing it. It's good to have musicians like that, because if everyone was like myself, like super intensely creative and picky, it wouldn't work. That's why you can't, it's very rare that you will see a band where everyone's an elite, not saying that I'm elite, but super picky and driven and has the ideals. It won't work well. Like my bass player, he can come up with stuff. The few things that I've picked out of him, they are pretty good. It's usually, slower, bluesier groove stuff. But he's kind of like the person I was just mentioning. He's the type that is more than happy to learn my music, for instance, and play it. But it also helps that he's the type of musician that there's those people that like anything. Like me, I can't just like anything. I can't force myself to like something that I don't like. Yes, I'm a musical person. I love music, but I can't just like it because it's music. Where people like my bass player, I'm not saying he's 100% this way, but I'd say out of everyone in the band, he's the most. Sometimes I'm like, do you really like it? You sure? Like, it just seems like he likes everything. I'm the complete opposite. I'm very detail oriented. I'm very precise, is that the right word? I mean, there's bands that I like that aren't 100% in my mind. Like, the band could be musically perfect, but what they sing about, I don't care about. But I don't care. The lyrics can suck, and as long as it's sung properly, I don't give a fuck. I'll love it. There are people out there in the world that only listen to a band for what they sing about. It's almost like they don't care about what the music sounds like, as long as the lyrics go with what they think. That's really fucking odd to me. But hey, that's their thing. Okay, different types of musicians. Fuck, see, I'm all scattered. The main topic is being forced creatively within a short time to make music or an album. I was on the negative part. When you force somebody to be creative, god damn, I couldn't get that out. To make an album, when you're assigned to a label and you have deadlines. Okay, Loki? On the negative side, it makes those bands release garbage, half-ass shitty stuff, or maybe they have a couple hit songs and the rest sucks. So take that into mind when you wonder that. The positive side is sometimes, I could be wrong, but I think my favorite Lamb of God album, Ashes of the Wake, I'm pretty sure, is it Ashes of the Wake? Yeah. Was released super quick right after As the Palaces Burn. And because they had to be forced within that deadline to make that album, it actually forced them to be creative, and it came out in a positive way. They made a fucking killer album. So sometimes having deadlines can help you. I've realized with myself, if I have too much time, it makes you get lazy and complacent. But yeah, like that album came out badass. it forced them to dig deep and find the golden riffs, as I say. There was another topic I was talking about, the different types of musicians. I'll go back to that for a second. So you have people like me who are usually the so-called leaders. Obviously, people with sensitivity and they get their feelings hurt. If I say I'm a leader in a band, they fucking get mad. It's not so much that, like, whatever I say goes. It can come off that way, but that's not it. It's more like I'm the, when you have an orchestra and you have the guy going like that to fucking orchestrate the music. That's kind of my job. I'm the drill sergeant. I have to say, okay, quit dicking around, quit looking at your phone. There always has to be somebody like that for shit to get done. It has to be. If there's no one to take lead, you don't make a lot of progress. So I usually feel that spot. I'm willing to take the dirty looks or whatever. It just is what it is. Okay, a third type. You got my singer, Jay Crimson, who is partially like me. Let's just say he's 50% like me, and then he's 50% like Chris. Well, I wouldn't say 50% like Chris. Like 20, 25. Not even that strong, but he's kind of like Chris, my bass player, the one that likes any type of music. I know Jay doesn't like just any type of music, but he has a small percentage of my bass player, Chris. But I'd say he's more like me, but at the same time he's not, because he's not as I don't know the right word. He's not as picky. I'll keep it simple. He does have his strong creative ideals, but he's not as picky when it comes to fulfilling those projects. And then you have our drummer, Destin, who has like elements of all of us. He's pretty creative himself, because he has side projects that he does. See, that's the thing. Like me, Jay, and Destin, we all have our side projects, solo projects, where Chris really doesn't. Doesn't mean he's any worse or better than us. He just doesn't. But Destin, he does solo projects and other bands like us. He's more like Jay, where he's semi-picky but not as picky. Not to offend you guys, but Jay and Destin, they kind of like things what I would consider half-ass, but to them that's what they like. So I can't argue with that, because that's what they like. It is what it is. And Destin has elements of how Chris is, our bass player, where he's happy to play many styles and fill that spot, so it works. So the chemistry within our band, No Class, it all blends well. And another thing, for a band to work well, you have to argue. If you never argue or debate or fight over ideals, you won't write that good of music. You just won't. I don't care what you say. If it was perfectly flawless, you would be saying okay to every fucking ideal and letting shitty ideals fly and being recorded. It would suck. So when you please everyone, you ain't gonna fucking write good shit. Okay, Ace Hardware is opening. I will probably put this video under my music talk. I had a moment of health, but I'd say it's my music talk. I hope that kind of opened your eyes to at least how I view things musically and band-wise and shit like that. Have a good